back again. Yes, competition time. The competition last week for the Rocky Horror, the answer was Dr. Everett Scott. And for the 10 lucky winners, there's a book on the way for you, okay? All right, Jonathan Ross, eat your heart out. I mean, do you like the suit? I mean, this is it. Pull up. This is the suit. This is what they're all wearing now, I'm told. But I tell you what, there is no way that I would actually try and dress up for this occasion, because this is a man who is absolutely extraordinary. He's beautiful. He looks outrageous. He's a walking art form. May I introduce my next guest, Mr. Leigh Bowery. Look at you, my dear. Well, look at that. Now, what shall I call? Well, cast the cape down. Oh, look at this. Can you see? Let's have a close-up here. Look at this. Light bulbs. What are your tits made of, dear?
Well, willpower more than anything.
Beautiful. Willpower. Did you say willpower? Sit down and relax. Welcome. Now, Leigh, I can't believe this. Australia springs to mind. You were born in Australia.
That's right, but that's really my past, Gary. And let's go on to
I want to go. No, I want to know. I've got to know, because for all the people out there, right, aspiring walking art forms,
yes,
which they are, I believe, and we'll go on to that in a moment. I think that they've got to know where you were coming from. I mean, where are you coming from? Tell me where you're coming from.
Well, I came from Australia. That's where I started off.
Whereabouts in Australia?
Well, in Melbourne, but in a
Melbourne's
suburb.
a thriving arty city, a great rock and roll city.
Well,
yeah.
How true. But the suburb I was born in Melbourne was quite interesting, because I come from a suburb called Sunshine, which is sort of a nice sparkly start to me.
I've never heard of that one. That's good.
Well, it's an obscure suburb, but so that's how it all started 26 years ago.
And you're 26 years old?
Right now.
Right now. Okay.
And, but then London started to beckon to me. I mean, all these fantastic things like you in your heyday, and then there was, there was the Blitz kids, and it was like all these gorgeous clothes and the music, and it just seemed so exciting. It seemed like the melting pot of the most exciting things in the whole world. So I just had to jump on that jumbo jet and get myself here as soon as possible.
Well, don't you think you could have done this in Australia? I mean, what are you trying to do exactly, Leigh?
Well, I think that sort of explaining myself really...
Would you call yourself an exhibitionist?
I'm not quite sure. Perhaps I should leave the explanations to you.
Okay. Well, I would like to think that... No, I want to find out more about why you're doing it. Now, for an example, I think it's right in saying that you said that you wouldn't go in a supermarket and buy your washing powder in the clothes you're wearing, right? That you always want to be in big limos and so on. Are you frightened? I mean, would you be frightened to go in the supermarket or the funny little corner shop?
Well, it's just that if I did go into a supermarket or a corner shop, all my hard work, because it takes quite some time coming up with these ideas and getting it all together, would just be greeted with laughter and derision.
Do you really think so? I mean, haven't you found that you're accepted in the city of London now?
Well, the only place that sort of I'm really comfortable in is a nightclub. And it's sort of in nightclubs... In a nightclub,
you did actually start a nightclub, didn't you, called Taboo?
Yes.
And what's happened to that? Because that's no longer running. I know it was very successful for about a year.
Well, a lot of clubs in London sort of have quite sort of a strong sort of start, but they don't go on forever. And when its vitality started to wane, we decided to close the club.
So you're constantly changing so quick. No sooner than somebody latches on to you. I mean, I've got a feeling that thousands of people are going to rush out and put light bulbs around there. Do they light up, by the way?
No, they don't.
Have I got to do something like pinch you or something? Hang on. Try that one. That's the most exciting thing that's happened to me all day. Right. You see, I just know how to make a young boy happy.
Well, you certainly do.
Now, Boy George copied you, didn't he?
Oh, I don't think so.
Or do you think you influenced him in any way? Did he influence you then in any way?
Well, yes, he certainly inspired me.
Because he's lovely, isn't he? He's great
gorgeous.
fun.
Yes.
As indeed you are. Now, but now tell me about your fashion. I mean, you are absolutely, you know, the darling of the fashion world.
Well,
right? Everywhere that anybody goes, you know, you're right there. You always seem to be wearing things that are way ahead of everybody else. What do they think about you?
I don't think that they really look at my clothes as things which are going to be in the high street next season, but I think that they're sort of quite amused and stimulated by sort of how far I take things. So that's sort of roughly how I fit into fashion. I'm sort of just on the border.
So you think you do influence them?
Well, perhaps perhaps a small detail.
Perhaps you make them jar them up a little bit and say, well,
maybe.
let's have a little bit more fun with. Now,
I hope so.
If you do influence anybody, I mean, is there, for example, a bank manager somewhere that when he's sitting around like in a suit like this all day long, do you think he'll go home at night and stick a frock on and scare the missus or something?
Well, I mean, I suppose if it's going to enliven his marital life, then that's perfectly okay, but...
So is this a sexual fantasy for you? Is
well,
it...
no, I mean, it's not as though... I don't sort of, get sort of
well, I was
titillated or...
Titillated, is it not titillated?
Well...
Not titillated at all. So you don't get off on that. Would you... I mean, I think you're looking very exciting.
Oh, thank you. Well, I suppose to simplify things, I sort of, when I wake up in the morning and I'm sort of clean and just had a bath, I look at myself as a fresh canvas.
I see.
And then I sort of will put a little bit of paint on, and then sort of, some awnings and some trappings and trimmings, and then I sort of make myself into this creature. So
you really are a walking. You're a Picasso, basically. You paint yourself. You're an absolute walking work of art.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't agree more.
I think it's absolutely marvellous. I mean, can you imagine yourselves doing this? I think you should do it more often, especially when you come to my concerts. We're finding that.
I must say, Gary, you've been a great inspiration to me.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Would you do something for me? Would you design something for me to wear on my very first Night Network show?
Yes, please.
Which is, of course, today.
Well,
what would you design for me? What would you wear?
Well, I think we'll start with some makeup.
Yeah.
And I'd quite like to get the razor onto this lovely hairdo.
Thank you.
We'll have it nice. I think if you, just off with that.
Off with it.
Yeah, that
off with the barnet.
Off with the barnet. That's a good start because
okay.
You can stick things on, and it's just a nice sort of a clean canvas to begin with. And then we could experiment with different sort of makeup looks, because I think that quite often people the face is one of the most important parts. And I always think if you've got the face right and the shoes right, you can practically wear anything in between.
Shoes? My shoes okay?
Well, they suit the suit perfectly.
Yeah.
And
let's have a look at your shoes, because I'm a bit disappointed, because I thought you were going to wear lots of platform shoes and things.
No, I have been very fond of platforms, but, well, when too many people jump on the bandwagon, Gary, I get a little bit fed up, and so I move on to something else, and these sort of shoes are sort of the sort of natural progressions.
Right. Leigh, Bowery, thank you very, very, very much for coming in.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
I think it's absolutely superb. Okay, listen, on we go, and I'm going to take it over to John Martin. That's coming up next.